Hello, and welcome back to the Carnival de Lune, the Carnival of the Moon, where everything's not so swoon, not so swell. Oh well. We are here to play some exciting D&D. My name's Paul, and I'll be your game master for tonight, and I am joined by our adventurers in the Hall of Mirrors. Who knows? Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Everybody.
Hello.
I am joined by Chris. And say your character name, please.
Thing.
Benjamin.
Corbar!
And Caesar.
Mick.
And we today are completing our adventure in the Carnival Gone Very Awry. And I will begin with a little recap. Everything began when, in the little town of Ledgewood, a carnival was coming through. It flew over in an enchanted airship before landing in a nearby field. Corbar came with his friends, without his friends actually, but he saw it arrive with Galgan as Galgan painted its arrival. On the road he met Mick, a traveler dressed like a stereotypical wizard with a fantabulous popcorn machine and an animated meatball. And we also met Thing, who worked as a heavy lifter for the carnival, a massive towering machine, animated with life, but very non-animated of emotion. Everything went fine until the big moment in the big top, when Azapella began to perform her incredible trick. Creatures came to life, stuffed animals launching onto the stage to assault them. Our heroes came together and saved the acrobats, all except one, and pursued what strange force had brought these things to life. It was there at the top of a lookout tower they discovered the brother of the carnival's maestro, a man we believe to be named Yulvani, who had sabotaged the carnival. Our heroes then, after defeating the animated objects he sent against them, pursued Monsieur Moon to find out why, what had happened, and they found him poisoned, asleep. They woke him, and he related that he had taken a bad deal, not once but twice, with some hags that they had perhaps now come to collect. At this moment, our heroes put together that perhaps there was a portal to the Feywilds in the Hall of Mirrors nearby, and they gathered there. But that night, the entire town fell asleep under a heavy mist and fog. Corbar's uncle, Takshurimus, seemed curled up and disturbed as in his sleep, and the entire carnival became quiet, unnaturally so. People tend to celebrate the carnival in the late hours, and they were very much asleep. It seems the only people awake were our heroes and perhaps Apella, who came running up to ask what was wrong. She left with the resolution to go stab everyone with glass, and maybe this would wake them, on the advice of Mick. And that is where we are now. You stand in front of a hall of mirrors. You can see as it goes in, there is an exit and an entrance. There is a way that says above it entrance and a way that says above it exit. It has little flags and it has 2 stories. And you can't see very far into it because it is deliberately hard as the various images refract and reflect, convex and concave, and disappear into the darkness. And you stand just outside, and all around a mist has gathered around your ankles. Apella has just run off into the distance. What would you like to do?
Hi!
Statement.
Hello.
You are also here.
Yeah!
I thought that by sending you back home you would have reconsidered and not show up this morning. Clearly my plan failed.
Well, everyone's really sleepy and tired and seems to be maybe dying, so I'm a little bit worried, and maybe you're smart, maybe you can figure that out and help her, maybe.
Question. Have you considered that maybe it is simply their time?
No.
Understood.
So maybe this house has something. I mean, you said you talked to that circus guy.
Statement. Yes, the hag is in here.
I asked
Oh.
Glob Glob to go explore where these two emotionally stunted characters are talking.
Glob Glob
Meanwhile,
charges
Glub
off.
Go through the entrance, Glob Glob, not the exit. That's not how entrances work.
Glob Glob
All
backs
right.
up from where he was going and heads in to the entrance. Glob Glob goes in, and he'll come to. Goes in about 20 feet. And Thing, you go in as well.
Yep.
Thing and Glob Glob.
Yep.
You enter this space. The floor gleams with a little bit of light. Sort of most of the illumination seems to come from the ground. A little bit of sort of moving specters of light seem to shift around underneath of it. It's not quite reflective. It's sort of a gray, almost a metallic that sort of gleams. And the light from that floor bounces up and hits the mirrors and bounces around. So everything is both lit from below and from weird angles on the sides as it refracts off and around. There is an eerie silence. If you are trying to listen for something in particular, go ahead and give me a perception check. If you are, you are welcome to give me a perception check, but sort of what you notice as you come in is lit from below, lights reflect all around. You are standing in a position right now, Thing, where there's a larger version of you standing on one side because the mirror sort of expands. It's convex. And you see that if you look ahead of you, you see a reflection of yourself much smaller in a concave zone of the mirror, lit in all sorts of strange and eerie ways.
Reassuring statement. Fear not, ball of meat. This is merely an optical illusion.
Glob Glob comes up and stands next to you, and there is a giant meatball standing beside you in the mirror. Glob Glob is confused.
Thing picks up Glub Glub, puts Glub Glub on Thing's shoulder, and Thing starts prodding mirrors with a spear, looking for some kind of a doorway.
Lovely. You begin prodding.
Meanwhile, me and Mick are outside, and I'm talking with Mick. It's like, aren't you worried that something bad's gonna happen to your meatball?
I'm gonna use telepathy on Corbar.
Oh,
Hey,
actually telepathic.
Crowbar! It's your uncle, Tuxerimus. Please leave the stranger alone.
Go ahead and make a deception check for me, and Corbar
Is
roll insight.
Okay.
Deception.
Okay.
All right.
And
16.
I will
Do
say,
I get advantage because?
yeah,
this
because you know
input
Tuxerimus
my-
very, very well. I will, yeah.
Oh, I got 14.
You think for a moment, you hear the voice of your uncle Tuxerimus in your head. What's troubling is it doesn't sound like Tuxerimus. It doesn't sound like anything he would
I
ever
just
say.
have a bad cold. Ignore the raspy voice.
I think can people reply when you speak to them in their head or no? How does
No.
your telepathy work?
I think it's one way.
I don't really know.
Cool. So you just Corbar, you're gonna think a response that that Mick can't hear.
So
Oh,
I
jeez.
just like look around and have this really bewildered look, and then I run into the House of Mirrors, totally freaked out.
Great. And you run into the House of Mirrors. Where will you? Where, are you running after
The
Thing?
same direction that Corbar and Glub go.
Great. So you run in. Again, you notice the floor is glittering and gleaming, and
So
light
I try to
flashing up and around.
investigate to see if there's like a false mirror or a secret
Okay.
entrance.
So you're patting the mirrors and checking them around. You can roll an investigate check. While you're doing that, Mick, what are you doing?
I'm doing an Arcana check on the whole building to see if there's any like
Mm-hmm.
portally energy somewhere.
Portally
So-
energy. Great. So you're gonna
so
roll an
we don't
Arcana
need
check.
to
Do you have like a
prod
detect
every
magic
mirror.
or anything that you could cast, or is it just an
I
Arcana
don't
check?
think so. I have Arcana. I have a
Go ahead and roll an
Investigation.
Arcana for me. Yeah, let's start with Arcana, and then we'll come around to investigation. And while
I
you're doing
got a
that,
16 on Arcana.
Okay, cool. So you're standing outside in the front, looking at this House of Mirrors, trying to get a read on what sort of magic is here. You, what does an Arcana check describe for me? What does Mick do to investigate
Magic
some arcane?
goggles.
Great. You reach into your bag, pull on some magic goggles, and there's a quick readout that says, "Magic, yes."
It's like the Terminator. I can see where magic comes from, but it's purple. It's not red.
So the whole
'Cause
thing is
magic
bathed in
is
purple.
red. Is purple.
The whole
magic is
thing is
purple.
bathed in purple, and there are a couple of moving shapes of purple within it. On a 16 Arcana, you get a sense that there is somewhere in this space a hidden passageway. There is probably also some sort of guardian. Corbar, what did you get on your investigation?
16.
16. So the first thing you learn about the mirrors as you touch them is that they are difficult to break. They are designed for children to run through them and run into them because they're clear and they hit them. They're like they're a really resistant glass, right? So they're gonna be hard if anyone tries to break them. Every mirror you touch in this immediate area around you is very solid. And also on a 16, you sort of gather that as you're sort of going, that they're panel to panel, right? And so there might be a panel somewhere that's different. It might look like the others, but it might be different. It might be a door, it might be more breakable. But a lot of them are sort of these you're also not seeing straight through them. You notice there's a wall, it goes up to the ceiling, but there's a wall in the center that there's a mirror on this side reflecting back, and you're getting an infinite reflection because of mirrors behind and in front of you, but you're not seeing through this one. So there's like a wall behind this one in front of you. The one in the middle is clear, and you can sort of see through it a little bit, and you can see the shape of, you can see both yourself reflected, and you can see Thing and Glob through on the other side. Mick, do you enter the space?
I go behind them in case something dangerous jumps at them, and it can be dangerous. So I got glove is my eyes.
Okay.
Wait, can you see through Glob's vision?
No.
No, but Glove talks to me.
Yes, Glob can speak. They are connected telepathically. So you enter. Everyone, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, dear.
Ooh. Oh wait, is
Not-
it magic? Because I get advantage.
You do get advantage, Corbar.
Okay.
6.
Thing gets a 6.
That's not good.
I got a 5.
I
It's
got
better
a
than
7.
5. Oh, shit.
Corbar, what'd you get?
A 7.
With advantage, you got a 7?
I mean, my other
Oh.
roll was a 2.
What? Wow.
Rock
Defeated by
on.
mirrors.
So,
Basically.
as you all stand in front of these mirrors,
These are wise mirrors.
Yeah. Seventh grade optics strikes again.
you're all looking around, looking at different mirrors. Corbar, your hands are on a mirror. Mick, you've just strode in. Thing, you are looking at an image of yourself holding a meatball on your shoulders.
And spearing mirrors, looking for...
Right, you're poking at them.
Yeah, poking at them.
So you, as you're holding your spear, poking at a mirror, your spear stays still. But the one in the reflection comes down, and it looks at you, rotating its head side to side. Steps and walks, growing larger and smaller as it goes along the concave, convex pattern of the mirror, and disappears. You blink and your reflection is there again. Mick, as you walk in, you see multiple reflections of yourself all around, in all of these different mirrors around you, some to your left, some to your right, just around, and you notice one of them turns around and looks at you and gives you a little wink and runs off in a different direction than you see Thing looking as a reflection disappears. And Corbar, as your hands are
I
touching,
try to use telepathy on the reflection.
you get a static back. Do you try to say anything in particular?
You suck shit.
Huh?
You also have detect thoughts if you wanted to do that, I think, with telepathy. Your feet.
What do you say to it?
I say you suck shit. And see, I'm fishing for a reaction, of course. This is a calculated move.
And Corbar, as you're touching the mirror, you see your reflection, the hands release, and your image just turns around and walks straight back away from you before disappearing in a bit of a mist. And then again, you blink, and
Does
your reflection
Glub
is back.
Glub get a trippy reflection scene?
Glub Glub is looking at all three of you like, what's wrong? Glub Glub. Glub Glub doesn't know what's wrong with you all.
The feeling is mutual. Follow the... Did Thing's reflection go further into the Hall of Mirrors?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Follow it. Try to find it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Thing goes forward. Do you all follow? You all
It's
going
like
with?
there, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead and move your tokens. Yeah, move about as far as you can move. So you head deeper into the Hall of Mirrors, and I will reveal an area for us to see.
I follow from a distance in which, if there's an eventual explosion, it's not gonna reach me. That's as far as I'm staying.
Great. Yeah, move yourself in that appropriate amount.
Looking
of
from the
distance.
around the corner.
Cool.
So
you
I
arrive.
move deeper in until I see both Mick and Glub Glub and Thing, and I tell them about like this weird thing that I just saw. But like,
Yeah.
hey,
go ahead,
I
tell
mean, is it just me or did you like see your reflection just walk away or something?
Response. Mine went this way. And just keep walking in that direction.
And just to
I
be
saw
clear,
nothing
mine
at
did
all,
not go
kid.
in the same direction, right? Mine went in a different direction.
You must be losing your mind. Hey, Corbar, it's your uncle again.
Everyone roll a d20 for me and tell me what you get. Just a flat d20.
A flat
Okay.
D20.
My d20s have 20 sides. They're not flat. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying, it's a luck check. You're not adding anything to this.
16.
6.
Wow, a 19.
Wow.
Whoop whoop.
Awesome. So you all continue to stride in, and you arrive in this space ahead. Go ahead and move your tokens into here. As you walk
Into
in,
where, Paul? You said you were going to describe a space.
Yes, you're right. You're ahead. You walk ahead. The tunnel widens.
Oh no,
out.
I don't.
The tunnel widens out. So what Thing and Corbar, as you walk ahead of Mick, you look around the mirrors, you no longer see reflections of yourselves at all. In fact, you don't see the mirror house at all. You see the interior of a home, furnished in a way that you don't understand. There are colorful couches and as you look around, you see sort of a door made of glass. The room seems to be arranged around a square box, and there are multiple rooms in different mirrors. You see a set of stairs going up, and you also see in another mirror, you see a dining room with 3 people sitting at a table. Again,
do
they're
the
not in
people
the
look
space;
like?
they are just in the mirrors. One of
How
them
are
is
they
a woman.
dressed? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them is a woman with blonde hair. She's wearing an orange T-shirt and like a blue pant, jeans, as you would recognize them, just sitting at a table, very still. And there are 2 children sitting with her. One of them looks like a young version of the woman. She's also blonde, and she's sitting at the table with a little bit of an attitude. And then there's a small boy sitting at the table with brown hair and a yellow shirt.
Oh shit.
Do I recognize any of them?
You don't recognize any of them at all.
Neither do I, by the way.
You're not even here.
No, but your uncle is.
I can hear your thoughts. I guess.
As you say that, neither do I. As you say that mentally or out loud?
Out loud.
You say that, and the woman looks her head up and says, "Dad, are you coming to dinner?"
I ignore.
Oh.
You ignore?
I ignore the reflection. It's like I look the other way in a dramatic way.
You spin around. As you spin around, the mirrors around you change. You are now in that living room. There is a couch and a chair and a television, and sitting in the seats beside you are these 3 figures. And the mother says to you, "Dad, we were wondering when you would come home. Are you hungry?"
Well, here's the thing. I'm a little busy at the moment. I'll be back, and I'll bring
Yeah?
you back.
When will you be back? Huh, Grandpa?
Well, shut up, Morty. I mean, stranger. I'm busy here. I'm doing some science stuff, and I'll be back. I'll be back soon. Just don't stay put. Don't worry, I'll fix it. All right.
I mean, I have to do what you say because you made me. That's right. You have to. We all have to. Here we are, just going about our days because you made us and we have to. And the girl says, "Yeah, oh my God, I'm so bored of pretending." And they're standing and circling around you.
What the fuck is happening?
And we can see this, right?
Yeah, well, again, in the mirrors, it's all happening in the mirrors. So where Mick is standing in the mirrors, these things are circling around him. And he is looking at the mirrors as these things circle around him. They are able to move around him, but they don't exist in the mirror house. He is still standing.
So we don't hear this conversation.
You do hear this conversation. Distantly, you're a few feet away. You hear these things being said.
I want to roll for insight to get a sense of like what their intent is.
Yeah, insight will be okay. Yeah, give some insight as you listen to this voice. Mick, you can give me Arcana or Investigation, whatever you want to give me, as these things are standing around you.
I got 18.
Cool. Their intent is not good. I'll give you more in a minute.
A 16 investigation. I want to know
Cool.
how I can make them stop.
Cool. So a 16 investigation. As one of them walks by you, you feel it brush your arm. Even though it's all happening in the mirror, you seem to be able to sense them, or they can interact with you. On that insight check as well, I'll say that's also partially an insight check on Mick. And you detect that these are things from his past that he is not excited to see. And as you see little glimmers of them moving in the mirrors, there are moments where, as they pass through some of the convex or concave moments where their image distorts, where you see a glittering faceless shape that then disappears and comes back circling around Mick in another mirror. And everyone, roll initiative, please.
Are we, what? Sha.
Hey,
Chris has disadvantage.
It's
8.
Halloween, folks.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I didn't. When we were talking about a veil, I didn't think it would be between Rick and Morty. No copyright infringement intended. Like,
oh yeah.
Are they the Feywild? Is that what's going on? Is like
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, what? So,
Oh.
what'd you get, thing?
I got an 8.
8. Okay. Corbar?
Yeah.
14.
14. Mick?
I got an 8.
8. Okay. I'm gonna put in some of these. Okay.
No, okay.
So, the first thing that happens, Mick, one of these, we'll say it's the boy who walks up to you and says, "I'm just so tired, and I want to be able to make choices again, Grandpa." And you sense something trying to grab at the sides of your skull. Something that you can't see is trying to yank at your brain, and you manage to sort of like, whoa, your big brain makes you realize this is somehow spatially oriented, and you get out of the way. So that's that. You do that, Corbar. You see Mick flinch and move, and it is your turn.
Okay, so there's this little boy, and so these 3 different characters they're still in the mirrors themselves, right?
They are still inside the mirrors. If you want to get if you want to be able to see them really clearly, you're gonna have to come closer because they are all around in the reflections around.
All the reflections are just specific mirrors.
I will show you in a
Okay.
moment. They are in the mirrors. What you need to understand is they are in the mirrors around Mick.
Okay, so I want to see if I can do an Arcana check to see if what's the deal with these reflections. To see
Sure,
if
go ahead.
there's,
Give me an Arcana check.
6.
Something real weird is happening in these mirrors. Something big, scary, and bad. You're on that 6. I will give you you're gonna have to be sharing a mirror with one of these things to do anything at all, to maybe learn more, because right now you are not in a mirror with them.
So I try. So the little boy just attacked Mick. So
You saw Mick flinch out of the way.
So I try to cast Vicious Mockery on the little boy.
Cool. So you're gonna have to move to get in a position where you can see the little boy in a mirror, right? So you're gonna.
So I move a little bit closer.
Cool. You move a little bit closer, and you start to see in a reflection this little boy who has a hand reached out, in the reflection.
Yeah.
Onto Mick, and you cast Vicious Mockery. Vicious
And
Mockery.
I say, "Hey, you're a big meanie. Don't do that."
Cool. Vicious Mockery.
Is that mockery?
So it's the hit Wisdom DC is 13.
Okay. Wow. It failed. What happens on a fail?
So it has disadvantage on its next attack roll before it makes before the end of its next turn, and
Great.
it also takes 1d4 psychic damage.
Cool. Roll a d4 for me.
Okay. 2.
So Corbar, you lean over so you can see this little boy, and you say to him, "Hey, don't do that!" And you see that this mirror, this little boy in a mirror turns and looks at you. and sort of squares up against you. Mick, your turn.
Just kill your family. Don't agonize about it too much. Come on.
Magic bolt. No, a firebolt
Great.
onto the boy.
Wonderful. Roll an attack, please.
Oh mon dieu.
18.
Okay. That's gonna hit. Let me see here. Now, I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw before we calculate the damage.
13.
Cool. Roll a d4 for me.
D4. 1.
Oh.
Okay.
It's either really
Roll.
good or really bad.
Roll your damage
Oh.
on the firebolt.
Oh no.
3.
Good. Corbar, you see Mick point at the mirror, trying to aim at this boy, and as he's preparing to aim at it, the reflection sort of pivots around, and so does he, and he fires straight at you.
Can I do acrobatics to dodge or something?
I'll let you try. You'll have to hit the DC of his attack, so you have to hit an 18 of acrobatics to
Ooh.
dodge.
Okay, let's see.
Well, it's just 1 point of damage, so you'll be fine.
12.
So you get hit for 3 points of fire damage as Mick fires at you.
Okay.
And
Oh
now
shit!
this-
I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but it wasn't on purpose.
I mean,
That's what I'm
you
trying
tried
to
to hit
say.
me before you finally got it.
Wonderful.
Took him
That
3
was-
sessions,
I
but he's
didn't
there.
try to hit you.
I mean,
wasn't
you
trying.
couldn't hit Clyde, but you finally hit me.
I'm trying to stay on the chaotic neutral side of thing. I don't want to go evil yet.
So you're saying I don't want to go evil. That was your action, bonus action, or anything you want to say to the good old Glob Glob? Or movement?
Glove. I asked Glove to search for that thing that almost that tried to grab my skull. If you see danger, just jump at it.
Glob Glob comes up and sees in the mirror this thing and is sort of just and you see him like couldn't touch it in the mirror. He uses movement to try to get to it in the mirror. Can't touch it in the mirror, and then tries to touch it beside him and goes and you get the sense he can feel it here. I can feel it right here. So he's
Right.
jumped at it.
Glove. Smear it with your grease.
Is that? Are you asking him to attack? Are you asking him to attack?
Body
smear-
slam the thing.
That's
So
not
it's
an
gotta
attack
be
he
smeared
has.
with your grease.
But yeah, he'll try. He
Okay,
tries to
hug
smear it
it.
with grease. Yeah, he tries to hug it and smear it with grease, and you see that even though he's in contact with something, the grease doesn't hold on to it. So the thing,
Okay.
the thing can't be grappled or grabbed or.
I see.
Okay.
No invisible man in our midst, I say to my party members.
Good
Wonderful.
to know.
Thing, your turn.
Okay. What? So these things, this Rorty, and I don't know what the names of the rest of that family is. I've never seen the TV show. That we're totally not.
Yeah, we're not.
infringing.
There's no copyright
No.
infringement here. Yeah, no.
No.
Seth and Bummer.
Seth and Bummer.
Seth and Bummer.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I see. Which one's
yeah.
the older
She
one?
definitely looks like a bummer.
Which one's the older one?
Yeah.
The old.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a child and there's an older woman.
Okay,
Not old, middle-aged woman, but yes, Seth.
Does Thing see any of them in the real world or only in the reflections?
You only see them in the reflections. If Thing were to take a few steps to the right, probably, I think that's what it is, would see in the mirrors these two things, and they are standing around Mick's reflection in the mirrors. Mick is alone in the hall.
How do you attack something in a mirror? What?
Give me
Okay,
give me
smash-
an investigate.
Smash the mirror.
Okay. So you want to
Yeah.
run up to the mirror that these things are in. So you run up beside Mick.
Yes.
Because they're only in the mirrors around him, right? So you run up to
Smash
the mirror around him.
that they're in. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay.
So you all see Thing charges up beside one of these reflections and goes to try and stab the mirror that this thing is in.
Yeah. Not the thing that Thing's in, but the thing that
the thing that the
mirror thing.
reflections are in.
Yeah. That's okay. Should have chosen a different name. Okay. Attack. Spear. Come on. 16.
You go to do this, and as you go to strike the mirror, you are like something hits your armor. It doesn't hurt you, but you are shoved back as you try to hit the mirror. And give me a. I mean, you immediately realize hitting the mirrors will hit you while this thing's around. And so that's not going to work. I will say that was a free object interaction. If you want to try to, you can look in the mirror and try to swing at this thing where you see it in space.
Let's swing at Seth.
Great.
Yep. 23.
That hits. Go ahead and go ahead and roll damage.
5.
Cool.
That's the lowest damage he can do with this, by the way.
You run up, you try to hit the mirror and feel yourself pushed back, and then just looking in the mirror, stab sideways at where this reflection is, and you see again, you hit nothing in space, but in the reflection you stab into this Seth. This woman turns, looks at you, and you hear it hiss before it gathers its composure back and turns its eyes back onto Mick.
So
anything else on your turn?
Thing. Yeah, you know what? Since I've kind of figured out what is going on, let's do an action surge and make another attack at this Seth.
Cool.
See if we can't take it out.
Go ahead and go ahead and roll an attack, please.
Oh crap. 13.
That doesn't hit.
Yeah.
So you are still calculating there, and you miss as Seth sort of. Cool. It's the end of your turn.
I carried the one wrong. Yeah, no, it's my fault. Yeah, no.
Bonus action.
Thing's turn.
Cool. Great. Terrible when you action surge and you don't get anything.
Yeah, I know. It feels like such a waste.
It's such a bummer. It feels like that it shouldn't work. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Seth will have dodged from this spear and then walks up once again to Mick and says, "We just wish you hadn't done it. We just wish that we were still here, that we could still eat and feel and love, but now we just sit and wait for you." And rolls a 19 to hit, which does hit you. You see Seth reaches out. Seth reaches out and just sort of like touches you imploringly. And you're going to take 5 points of psychic damage.
How do you break a character that's already broken though? That's the.
Do I have a psychic health bar?
It's just a kind of damage. So you just take five. You just take, what did I say? 3. Yeah.
Okay.
No, must have been more than that. It was 5. You take 5 points of
5.
damage, and the type is psychic. Then that's it. That's all. It looks at you with just profound emptiness, unable to feel anything at all.
Fuck you! You're not real. That's what I say.
I know I'm not
I
real.
get hit.
I know I'm not real. I know I'm not real.
That's what I said.
And then the other one strides up beside you and says, "Yes, we know we're not real, and we hate it." Make a Constitution saving throw for me, Mick.
18.
Cool. Light comes from the floor all around, and you see for a moment the mirrors are reflecting, and you like blink your eyes and clear it away, and you focus up on her, and you are not blinded. And that's the end of its turn, except it's the other one's turn. This little boy figure disappears and reappears behind you. Because it had moved to like trick you into attacking, and it says, "Yeah, you always hate your friends, don't you? Your friends and family go down first, huh?"
Oh, we're not his friends.
Of course he doesn't have friends. Are you taking another 5 points of damage, Mick? As this little one is grabbing behind you.
Cool, down to 9.
We're so lonely. And that's the end of its turn. Corbar, your turn.
Okay, first I want to do an investigation check. I want to see, are these things even real or are they just illusions?
Okay.
Mod 20.
Great. You see Mick is hurt. Mick's eyes are bloodshot red, and he is like staggering each time one of these things touch him. He looks and he twitches and it writhes in like terrible pain, perhaps grabbing at his temple each time one of these things hits him. He's trying to brush it off and not look like it hurts a lot because that's his MO, but he's hurt. So these are not illusions, and you gotta deal with them soon. Yeah. They're not illusions. They're real. It's some sort of force, some sort of thing that maybe protects wherever this passage is that you're looking for, or some sort of creature that lives in that passageway.
So seeing that, I cast Healing Word on Mick. Because
Cool.
he's really messed up.
Great. Go ahead and roll for what that gives him. And what's the word?
I get a 6.
Grease.
Cool.
Grease is the word.
Grease is the word. No, that's for Glove Glove.
Oh.
Yeah. So what do you say to Mick to heal him?
Feel better!
Why? Why wouldn't you let me die?
Entirely against your own will, Mick, you feel better. You are healed for 6 points of... You get 6 points of health back from that, even though it hurts your very soul. Okay.
So, I have a bonus action left, so I'm going
Yep.
to use a Bardic Inspiration with my bonus action on Thing.
Cool. So you give Thing Bardic
Actually, no,
Inspiration.
I'm going to you put it on Mick because he's having a bad time and probably could use it.
Please let me die.
So I use Bardic Inspiration on him. And while he's just groaning and they're like, "Oh, leave me alone," I'm just like, "Don't worry, I believe in you."
Wonderful. You have
And
a
suddenly-
That's most painful.
Suddenly
than
Mick
any
believes in
attack.
himself too, yeah. What is going on?
against your own will, you believe in yourself. Cool.
I
So-
can do it!
Mick, you have, it's a D6, right? Your level, correct, Corbar?
Oh yeah, it's a D6.
Cool. So you can add a D6 to an attack roll, a saving throw, any sort of roll you would make, except a damage roll, to increase. Okay. And you can do that after you see what you roll. So you don't have to announce ahead of time. You can roll and then decide, I want to add the Bardic Inspiration to that. And
right.
you hate that you are filled with inspiration by this. On some deep level, this small, but this happens where this small man, you keep calling him midget, but is a small person, looks at you and says, I believe in you. And you feel an echo of being believed in. And that's what's going to inspire. And you're reminded, of course, by this terrifying thing that's behind you. And with all of that you hate deeply, deep in your heart, it's your turn, Mick.
I escape.
Okay.
All of this and you're just gonna run.
All of this and you're just going to run. Give me a we'll call it an insight, very low DC check, as you plan to do that.
Insight. Okay, insight 13.
Okay. These things, you've seen them instantly move to different places in the mirror, right? You might be able to get away from them for a few seconds, but they will catch you, and you will be alone. And you will not be able to make it out of the mirror house before they attack you again. This is a bit of a last stand moment, unless you have a massive way to escape.
Like maybe a big gun.
But the other thing is you have your friends to help you. One of them has just healed you and given you help. And running will doom you to die and perhaps doom them to die too. And if that's really what Mick wants to do, I guess that's what Mick will do. But
it is
making
tempting.
that choice, Mick making that choice will doom all of them.
Thank you for listening to the Offer Plays D&D, folks. See you on next campaign.
Assuming we survive.
No,
It
I'm
is
assuming we don't.
Tempting. Save
Will
myself.
mixed
let them
chaotic
die.
neutral doom us all? Find out.
Will I cross the neutral line to evil, to chaotic evil?
What does Mick do?
Being believed in isn't this bad. Like,
It is for Mick.
Mick, I need a
said
choice.
I do. Well, I already did a forced check to see around myself. I can't do another one, right?
No, I forced that one on you. You can do another one. What do you want to do?
I want to. Investigation check around me to see where that invisible asshole is.
Okay.
You mean Rorty?
Yeah, go ahead. Investigate check for the invisible asshole.
7.
It's okay. It's a 5 because he has attacked, so he's revealed. You in the mirror can see this little boy reaching out to you, saying, "Is it that bad to be helpful?" And on a certain level, you see in this thing's soulless eyes that it expects you to run and flee. That's what it expects of you.
you've never done what your kids expect up until now. Don't start doing it now.
What do you do?
I shoot the magic, the firebolt forward wherever that thing is.
Cool.
Not at the thing, but wherever that is, just shoot straight forward.
Lovely.
Let's see if
Roll
that
the attack,
does
please.
something.
As you make the decision not to flee, you see all of these things flicker and stagger for a second. And like they were aware you were wanting to do that, and something has changed in them because you have not flown. You've not fled. Roll the attack, please.
Oof, 11.
I'm gonna give you advantage. Go ahead and roll again.
Okay.
You're also inspired. You can add a d6 to that.
You could add a d6, but let's see what he gets on the advantage. You can pick which one to
Another
take.
11.
Another 11. You can roll. You can roll your bardic inspiration die, which will you add a d6, or you can
okay.
choose not to. It's up to you.
I'll roll it.
'Kay.
I got a 6.
That's incredible. It hits. This little man, because it's a 17 total now, definitely hits. Very hits. This little man behind you said, "I believe in you." You hated hearing it. You considered fleeing. You didn't flee, and you shoot at where this thing is in space as you see it in the mirror. Go ahead and roll the damage, please.
I got a 9.
Incredible. It falls back and is hurt. Is like this little guy, and you see all the others flinch as well. They're connected in some sort of way, and they all felt that. Thing, your turn.
Don't look at me like that with that fucking grin, midget. You did nothing.
You're welcome.
Let's stab Seth in the face.
Cool.
I'm so lost at what this all means. Mod 20.
That hits, and you're stabbing at the where she is in the mirror, I imagine.
Yes.
Like where you're stabbing in space where she is in the mirror. Great, you figured it out.
Yes,
Good.
I move it so that reflection thing stabs reflection Seth in the
Cool.
reflection face.
Great. And roll the damage, please.
7 damage.
Beautiful. Finish her.
stabbed her in the face. Like,
Cool.
It's a reflection thing. Like, I'm still trying to figure out like what the metaphysics of all this is. Do they die like a normal cartoon death, or
you stab into this face of this person, and you see as you stab into them, like a mirror breaking, the face shatters in the pack, and all the other three and vanish as this one goes down, and they disappear. One by one. The damaged Rorty looks up at you and says, "I really thought you'd run," and vanishes.
I do this as it disappears.
And for the moment,
Describe it for the listeners.
Middle finger extended upwards.
Incredible. For the moment, you are out of combat. These things have disappeared. Everyone go ahead and give me a insight or a perception check.
Okay, same difference for me. Okay. 13.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay, so the highest is Corbar. Corbar, your best bet is that that was the end of one of its illusions, but it is not down. It is not totally gone. It just had to retreat to remake itself. Because the others looked okay. Like, it just seems like that it decided to regroup. What do you want to do?
Guys, I have a hunch. So, if that thing was from Mick's past, could it like come back from like my or Thing's past?
Response. Thing does not have a past.
Yes, you fucking do.
And with that, Thing continues to walk down, kind of doing a U-turn around this hook thing and keep going. Cause
I try to dislodge that spear from Thing's back one more time as he's walking away.
Another strength check?
Go ahead and give me a strength check. The DC has come down because it's been wiggled around a lot.
Sometime I'm gonna have to. It's gonna have to come out. Strength check.
it's not a loose
Funny
tooth.
thing is that
It's not a loose.
9.
Gosh.
Oh no, you already used the bardic inspiration.
You already choose the bargain inspiration. Oh,
I want to know things past.
But it was already on. It was loosened up.
Yeah.
So-
you grab onto it, and yeah, it has been loosened up. What I am trying to communicate a little bit is that there's like a certain DC to lower the DC. If that, like, there's a DC to pull it out, and there's a DC to lower the DC.
Mm-hmm.
The DC goes down a little bit more, but it wiggles in place. As you go around this hook, though.
Oh, okay. Back.
I imagine you were walking, and Mick ran up and tried to do that. As he's grabbing onto this spear, you notice that around you, the mirrors, as he's wiggling on the spear, and you're having these flashes of what? The mirrors change, and there is a battlefield all around you. Again, you are just standing in the mirror house, but in the mirrors there is smoking piles of debris and rubble and dead bodies lying all around.
Get down!
And you
Brings them over and like covers over them like there's like not grenade, but there's like aerial bombardment and
I
things
get
like this. And he's
down.
trying to protect them and just brings them underneath, like the opposite of diving on a grenade.
You all dive under. I'm imagining when he says "get down," you all run and dive under his barrel shield. Is that correct? Is that everyone does? Glog, glog. Nothing happens. Thing, when you look up, and you look out into the mirror. Also under your shield, you see a figure in total armor, about the same size as Corbar, who is under your shield as well. And he has ruptured bits of his armor. He's obviously quite damaged. He's a human or a humanoid figure, kind of small, covered in machinery, and with like lots of cogs and gears and stuff, very steampunk like armor, standing. And you hear him say, and the others hear this little figure say in almost an animatronic voice, but there's like a human voice behind it that's been assisted with something. Good job, Thing. Thanks for that one. But I think there's more coming. And he stands and steps forward. And all of you see in the mirrors around this knight in full plate, face covered, and with horns, antler horns at the top of his armor, stepping forward, as if he has perhaps just dismounted from something that you cannot see. And he stands and raises his sword at this little figure that said to you, "Thanks, good job." The knight says nothing. Thing, what do you want to do?
Does this knight have any kind of is there any kind of like a recollection as to who this knight is? Not specifics, but just, is this a friend or is this a foe?
You feel very afraid looking at him. You don't feel afraid looking at the small man in armor.
Is vengeance something that
yeah.
Thing would want in this particular case? Just so that I'm reading the hints right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This calls
Thing
for
stands
rate of
up.
sickness.
Thing stands up to its full 2 and 0.25 meter height. Deal with it. I've given you 4 weeks to look it up. And just takes the spear and just charges at the elk knight.
As you go to charge, he brings his sword down, and a sudden pain flies through your back. And right in that spot where that spear is, you collapse to your knees, and you are immobilized, paralyzed. And you watch as he walks forward. The knight walks forward up to this small little man, and cuts his head straight off. And the head rolls over to your knees, paralyzed, and looks up at you and says, "Why couldn't you save me?" Everyone roll initiative, please.
12.
14.
Okay. All right.
21.
14 again. 21. Woo!
It's not even your memory.
I mean, that's why you had such a low roll. You were just stunned.
You were in this little cutscene, very stunned.
Whereas Mick is prepared. He already got jumped, so he knows something's coming.
And he's already preparing Ray of Sickness.
Family doesn't matter.
So
to be fair, Thing killed your family.
So as sort of the blinders fade away, Thing, of course, you realize this is all happening in the mirrors, and you're interacting with it in mirrors, right? So you're just on your knees in this empty room, but in the mirror there is this tall knight with antlers who has just sliced off the head of this thing that you had saved, and this head is looking up at you down beneath you saying, "Why couldn't you save me?" But the first one to act is, in fact, Mick.
I shoot my fuck off gun at the thing where the knight would be in space, but with the reflection and that trigonometry thing.
Incredible. So yeah, so you look at where it is in space. I would say you have to move a little bit to be able to get that angle. But you do. You move a little bit, and you line up. This is the first time you're using this weapon that we've homebrewed. Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no.
Roll your
now I'm
attack,
angry.
please. Because now I'm angry. You see Mick pulls out of his bag a gun that is just sparks and all over.
11.
Oh God! The gun shakes in his hand and he fires off,
Yeah,
and it misses
it
the
sounds
mirror
like-
entirely.
Like
Yeah, what does it sound like?
Airplane, like engine. He goes. It's really noisy, and when it goes off with a bang.
It
Most
misses the
guns do,
mirror.
but
Yeah. And it shakes and rattles. Roll a d20 for me as you fire it. It misses entirely. 11 does not hit the mirror thing.
19.
Great. It goes and you like put your hand on top of it and put it back in your bag and nothing bad happens. But there you all hear in the distance, what damage type did you want to use on it? Not that it matters, but like cuz you can choose.
The damage type is acid.
You hear in the distance as like something is eating away at some mirror in the distance that it didn't hit.
It's
Great,
a
that was
big
your
fucking hole, by the way. It's like 6 meters wide.
Can we see anything in the
It's
hole?
huge.
Or is it
it's
just
out
a
of
void?
it's out of range for you to you'd have to go check it out later. Okay, bonus
Like,
action or
the
movement,
impact
Nick?
area is huge. Bonus action. I asked Glove to attack the same thing I was aiming at. Maybe
Cool.
Glove will have a better luck.
Roll his attack, please. You just roll a d20 and you add 4. If it hits, it's 1d4 plus 4.
D20. Oh. 7.
Just a blob of meatball falls on the ground. Just big, not really even in the right direction. You think you might have to reprogram Glob Glob's like trigonometry circuits or whatever you used to make Glob Glob.
Glove Glove, you suck.
Glob Glob. Glob 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 Glob. Glob Glob tries to explain. I'm not good at attacking. I'm supposed to give you the help action. Make me give you the help action to give you advantage. Okay. Anywho. And that's
It's my first
that's
time
your
playing
turn.
this fucking thing. I'm not that familiar.
Glob,
Right.
glob, 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 glob.
Glugglug's pretty good at the game.
Glob, glob, glob. It's the only thing I'm here for. Okay.
We've already
nerd.
broken meta like 4 times this
Yeah,
day,
we're-
this session,
yeah.
so whatever.
Thing, you're on your knees, and this head looks up at you and just says again, "You are one of my absolute best, and this is how Alexandrius Tiberius will die, huh?" And just glares at you. And a modified 20 does hit your AC, yes?
Oh.
Oh, exactly 20.
You take 6 points of damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dang it.
As
Dang.
as these eyes glower at you. And said
Alexandrius
this,
Tiberius.
Alex the
Yeah.
Small.
Alex the Small.
Do you want me
and
to
then
kill your family again? I will. Sorry.
You
this
can't.
this knight steps forward. You hear the sound of its footsteps. The others don't hear this. It's just doing it for you. And it reaches down and just lifts your head up, sort of as helpless as you are, and simply says, "You will make good loot." But can't find purchase. Tries to snare around you, and it is unable to affect you as it grips you around the throat. Made well, it seems. And that's the end of its turn. Wait, did I skip? I think I skipped.
I think you skipped me.
Yeah. Okay, great. We'll resolve this. Great. Corbar, your turn.
Wait, was I supposed to go before or after the phantasm?
You're supposed to go before. We're gonna go you and then Thing, and then we're gonna go back into initiative order.
Because I was going to cast some stuff on the thing that may have affected its rolls.
Okay. You were gonna try and do your
Unsettling words.
unsettling words.
But
Go
this
ahead.
was so dramatic. Let's just keep this. I'm totally behind just keeping this.
Okay.
Save that for the next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save it for the next round. It'll be necessary all around. So Corbar, it's your
Okay.
turn.
This is badass.
Okay. So first, let's see. So we have this elf thing, and you said there was like something else here now.
Yeah. There's this. In the mirrors, you see, having walked up to Thing, holding him by the throat, is this tall elf knight. And
Okay.
you see on the ground beneath him in the mirror, this, like, separated from his body, looking up at Thing, the head of this small humanoid figure, and his body a few steps away, but still active. It seems like it's just for show.
So the main thing here is this elf knight who's currently got him held.
They
by the throat.
both attacked Thing. They both hurt. You saw
So
Thing.
the headless dude also attacked. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
I got it. So, in that case, I'm going to try and incapacitate the dude on the ground with hideous laughter.
Okay, cool.
Which
Um,
has a wisdom DC of 13.
Wisdom DC of 13. Okay, so you you look at him. How do you cast hideous laughter at this decapitated thing on the ground?
You think this is funny? I'll sell you funny!
Of 13, you say, man, I failed both of these. How fun.
How funny.
How funny. The head pivots around. It is funny. He's supposed to be so strong. He can't do anything at all. He's so strong. So strong. He's so strong. And you see this image on the ground is like rolling around out of its with an inability to control itself. Very unusual for this creature. Doesn't know how to deal with it. It can repeat that save at the start of its turn or the end of its turns. What's the
So
spell
at
say?
the end of each of his turns, and each time it takes damage, they can make another wisdom
Great.
saving throw.
Awesome.
And they
So
have
it's-
advantage if it's triggered by damage.
Cool. So Alexandrius, head rolling separately from the body also rolling around in laughter, are rolling around on the ground, are incapacitated for the moment. Thing, that's your turn. In the mirror, you're being gripped by this knight with horns rising from his helmet.
That spear in the back is really starting to annoy Thing. Especially because this is the point of where like the paralysis starts. One last attempt. I don't know if this will be a bonus
Sure.
action or an actual attack.
Yeah, free
that
object
damn
interaction.
thing out.
Do it with advantage.
Rip the
You do-
spear out of the back.
Go ahead and you do have to roll in athletics, and I've said disadvantage before. Your rage in this moment is canceling it out. You just have a flat strength check or athletics. Unless you have
Ah!
athletics if you want.
This would have been so badass. 8.
It would have been. You try to
was gonna
reach for it. You're still held by this thing, but you can't grab at it. If you want to use your attack to instead do that, if you want to try again, I'll let you. If you don't want
See, I was gonna rip it out and stab the knight in the side with it, just like, and then
Yeah.
at the, that would have been so cool. Nah, no,
grab at it. You can't. What do you want to do?
Can't quite reach it. Take the spear that he's been using, the tent pole, and just try to stab up at this knight that's trying to choke him and immobilize him.
Cool. Go ahead. Give me the attack.
8. I rolled another 2.
You know, I forgot.
Oh my-
That's so bad. I forgot to ask. It would be a stretch, actually. It would be impossible. I forgot to ask if Corbar wanted to give any more Bardic Inspiration, but I don't think that would. Bardic Inspiration, even at max, wouldn't help you there. So you are held by the throat. You try to stab at this guy. You try to grab the spear you've got. And this knight looks down at the guy rolling on the ground. It is funny. But what's helpful here is I screwed up the order, so you guys are all gonna get to go again. So, Mick, it's your turn.
That would have been so badass.
Well, as I'm closer to the headless thing.
Yep, you are. Who is
I'm
rolling
gonna
around
shoot
on the ground?
Firebolt.
Great. You're gonna do it with advantage, because he's prone. So,
Okay.
roll 2 dice and you'll take the higher one.
All right.
Wait,
Or roll twice and you take the higher.
does Thing also feel
Firebolt.
vengeful towards the headless thing on the ground?
No.
No,
That definitely hits.
They're shooting Thing's friend.
Then they are shooting Thing's friend, but remember, this thing also dealt you, like, it glowered at you and hurt you. So you have confused feelings about it, because it's a thing you remember, but it's bad again. So that hits. Roll the damage, please.
Firebolt 7.
Cool. Doesn't like it at all, and then he makes a wisdom saving throw with advantage to try and get out of the hideous laughter. Passes mightily. So you see this firebolt strikes this thing on the ground. The body, headless, pops up from the ground and starts to stride over to its head to grab it. And the head goes, "Ow! You could have helped me." Looking uselessly up on the ground at Thing. Corbar, your turn. Oh, Mick, you have a bonus action?
Glub glub.
Glub glub. Glub glub's gonna glub.
He's the glubbiest of all glubbers.
To explain what Glob told you last time,
say-
Glob can use his action to use the help action to give either you or someone else advantage on an attack, right? Essentially, by using their action to like distract or confuse, that's what the help action would be, to like give someone advantage on their roll of some kind. That's what that mechanically. That's mechanically how that works.
Okay. Well, but it's done anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I turn at Corbar and said, "This really pisses me off, but it would be cool if you gave me inspiration, because it worked out really well last time."
My heart swells. Corbar can
And
do that
that's
on
my
their
action.
turn. Okay, great. That's
Okay,
your...
I don't do anything yet because it's not my turn, but
Yeah,
I
it's
just
not-
feel super happy.
Look at this team coming together. It only took four episodes. Lovely. Okay, that's the end of Mick's turn. Corbar, that's your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna be super helpful, and I'm gonna use my action to help Thing.
Okay, so you're just gonna take the help action.
So-
Help
Do
with.
I have to specify, or and he can use it however he wants, or how does it work?
Because you're choosing what to do, you sort of have to say what
So
your
I
help is gonna
noticed
be
that
for.
he was trying to get that spear out, and I want to try
Okay.
and help him get that spear.
Awesome. So you're just gonna give help, and that's gonna give
And-
Thing advantage
And
on
my
that
bonus
attempt.
action, because my friend wanted some inspiration, I'm like, oh yeah, before I forget, I appreciate you too.
That
If-
hurts. Oh,
if-
shit.
If we ever have merch for this, can we get motivational posters from Corbar?
I appreciate you. And just on the backside is just Mick going like, "Oh
Finger.
God,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
so. This T-shirt is so corny. Why am I trapped in a T-shirt?"
Yeah.
I wish I died. I wish I
Incredible.
died.
4 psychic damage.
So, Corbar, you give inspiration to Mick, and you give the help action. You're just all around helping out.
That's what I do.
To help Thing. Great. And because again, this is great because I screwed up the order. This all feels thematically perfect. I'm sorry, it was from a mistake I made. Thing, it's your turn.
Get this spear out of Thing.
Go
I'll
ahead.
help.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Athletics
it's-
again?
Yeah, athletics.
Didn't even need the help.
Wow.
24.
What a moment. You
But
rip
thank you for the help.
the help, it thematically,
We're-
what if it was a low roll? That's great. It's
It's all
beautiful.
Benjamin's fault. It's all Benjamin's fault.
You reach back. Spear comes totally out. You now have a +1 spear.
All right, hold on. I need to manage the custom.
Not a magic spear, just a mastercrafted one.
Yeah, masterwork. Yeah.
As it rips out, you recognize a couple of things, which I'll have more. Don't have a ton of time to think about it, but you recognize the head on the ground in front of you is the one who forged you,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
this
got
is
that.
this is not how he died. This is
Nope.
this Eladrin knight captured him in battle, and he bartered you away. This man on the ground, he sold you so that he could live. And you are seeing a warped
That's even
version of this
worse.
to make you feel bad. And you are looking at this Eladrin knight who took you as slave into the Feywilds. And and it's your turn. That was for free. You now have your action, bonus action, movement. Go for it all.
The guy on the ground sold me away.
To save his own life.
Enough of this knight. Take the spear.
Wait, are you still like incapacitated by like?
Incapacitated. He's a mirror. You know, he's a thing in the mirror, so it's easy to break out of his. It's not even something Thing has to roll for.
So has this Alexandrius Tiberius has
his body is
found
striding
its head?
over. His body is striding over for his head, but it's not there yet.
Punt the fuck out of its head.
Do you want to make an attack? Do you want to just try and kick the head, or do you want to?
I just want to kick it away. I just want to kick it away and then stab the knight.
Okay. All right. Let's see how far you kick it. Give me an athletics check. I'm giving you too many free object interactions, but
whatever.
It's dope, everybody. So don't at me, or please at me.
This was 11. This was
Great.
11.
You just kick it behind you a little bit. Like you go to kick it forward, and you send it behind you, so that this other guy's gonna have to get through you to get at his head, and you stab the knight. Go ahead, make your attack roll at the knight.
Wait,
and then you attack roll at the knight.
Does the head say anything as it's rolling?
Jerk!
Guess you shouldn't have made Pele. All right. Crap. That's only a. Oh no. Masterwork gives +1 to attack.
Yes.
Okay, that's 13.
It doesn't hit this.
No, it
this
does
mirror
not.
creature. So you
Yeah.
you stab out into the air. You're like seeing where it is, and you hit the armor of this thing rather than hitting it. It's hard to hit a thing that you have to like triangulate its position. And
Especially while kicking ahead and taking something into the back in 6 seconds. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I get
it does feel right that didn't work. And this Eladrin knight looks at you and says, "You will be good fun."
I disagree.
And then swings with its sword at you. But again, this moment of pulling the spear out of it, you saw all of them flicker and change as you realized certain things and broke a bit of its illusion. This is the same thing that happened when Mick made that choice, and essentially it no longer has advantage on you. So hitting you is going to be a hell of a lot harder. It fails. It bounces off of you.
Maneuver. Riposte.
Great. Give me that riposte.
College.
It's so unfair.
10.
The dice are so mean.
These moments are so awesome, and just nope. The dice are just like, no, you can't have fun things today.
So this Eladrin knight strikes you. You grab his sword under your arm and go to make your attack, and you clang off of his armor. You're two super heavily armored figures. And the
sounds just echo down the mirrored hallway.
The body of this other mirror thing, instead of reaching for its head, just walks up to you headless and tries to reach into your armor. You hear the head behind you saying, "Time to turn you off, I guess." But it hits your armor and can't get through it. Oh, that's surprising.
Just smash it away with the shield.
Yeah, it also can't get at you. You are all seeing in the mirrors, Thing is just he's like in battle with this Eladrin knight, and this tiny little figure is trying to get at an off switch on him, but can't get at him. Mick, that's your turn.
Switch.
The combat proceeds now to Mick.
Who's having a sandwich?
He is having, it looks like a beautiful sandwich.
Yeah.
Burrito.
It's a beautiful burrito.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a chicken Caesar wrap, but
I'm gonna say that in the world, Mick has pulled out of the bag of holding a burrito and is eating it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to finish your turns.
It's like a full-on Chipotle. Like, this isn't what Caesar is eating, but Mick is eating like it's a branded Taco Bell.
Dong.
Yeah.
And then,
If
like,
only.
the other people here are kind of, like, looking at him, like, for a split second. It was just like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for my turn.
It is your turn now. If you want to tell me what you want to do.
Well, first he puts his burrito back in the bag of holding.
This combat round has been brought to you by Taco Bell. Eat mas.
Eat mas.
Live Moss. Ah, I screwed it up. Sorry, Taco Bell. Don't take away the funding.
That's okay.
Well,
yeah.
that's copyright. So
they
we can't
already have.
say it anyway. So
They can't
Eat
take away
moss.
what they never gave.
That is true.
All right. Firebolts at the horny knight.
Cool. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Hornid Knight. Hornid.
Yeah, the Horned Knight. Sure. It's an Eladrin Knight. Very spooky.
19.
Very scary.
Oh, 24.
That hits. Surprisingly, go ahead and roll damage.
That's only fair. I killed his family. He should kill mine.
7.
Cool. You hit him. He staggers. The image flickers for a second and then reestablishes. This illusion is not doing well. It is not going as well as it would have hoped.
And I asked Glub to tickle the little guy trying to turn the thing off.
Cool. So that will be
Like from
to take
to fondle.
distract.
Fondle, that's the
to
word.
fondle. Great. So he takes the action to distract him to give attacks.
Yes.
The first attack made against him with advantage. Cool.
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. Glob is tickling this man's. He's wearing quite a lot of armor, so it's just like in his general sort of crotch zone.
Just sort of continuity. Is Glub made out of discarded Taco Bell meat?
Only if they decide to sponsor us, and only then.
Then I should probably not make that follow-up joke about what he's actually doing.
Oh God.
'Cause
I think you have to now.
we've all felt Taco Bell in our nether regions the next day.
Oh God. Okay, Corbar, that's your turn.
okay, so we got the Horned Knight and Alex.
Yeah, if you
the
attack
Small.
Alexander the Small, Alexandrius Tiberius, you will have advantage. But that only lasts for one attack, so that attack, thing won't have that advantage.
Okay.
So,
because I'm the squishy bard dude, I'm gonna leave that for somebody else. So
cool.
I instead will use. Let's see. Are there any fun spells I can use? I'm not feeling strong about this. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my action to distract the horned dude. Be like,
Oh!
what?
What?
I'll be like, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size, except not your own size, someone who's significantly smaller and weaker than you.
I have met many fearsome gnomes, and we have fought many times on the battlefield. I would never pick on you.
Oh yeah, well, I never pick on you either. So there, ha.
Perhaps I should attack you next. Okay, and attacks made against him will have advantage. Great thing, that's your turn. Unless, was there bonus action or movement, Corbar, that you wanted?
Bonus action. Oh, since I have bonus action. I don't think that's gonna do anything. So, no, I think I'm good.
Cool. Great. Thing, that's your turn.
Stab, So the one attacking against either of them will get advantage because of being tickled or distracted.
Yep, action economy, baby. You got advantage.
Alexandrius Tiberius, the small, the lesser, the creator. Stab him right where his heart should be. Or
Go
would
ahead.
be if it weren't a construct.
Make the attack with advantage, please.
Oh, no, that one's a 10. Okay.
Come on.
That one's a 24.
Yes! Roll the damage, please. Oh, beautiful.
The advantages of fondling.
9.
Oh, tell me, continue, describe how you finish him.
I just take the spear, the one that had been in Thing's back this entire time, and put it in. It takes purchase and then just leans the entire weight into it, just driving it slowly through. And as that happens, Thing looks at where the head would be and says, "I am not for sale." and then drives the rest of it through, pinning the corpse thing to the ground with the spear still in it. Now you know how it feels.
In the mirror, you see that. In the real world, of course, you just drive your spear into the ground of the floor. But in the mirror, you see like shattering. The Eladrin Knight just breaks apart in a shatter of glass. The head disappears in dust, and we are once again out of combat.
Alright, I guess next one's your turn, midget.
Pull the spear back out, and then just take the other spear, the tent pole, put it in the back. It's now not in the back, but like kind of sheath it in a way. See if you can hold it so that it can be used as a thrown weapon later on.
Great.
Yeah.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
And while you stand there looking over this, like things are coming back to you in an incredible rush. You were to defend and serve this person who created an army of you. You were one of the last ones standing, and in that moment that he was nearly captured by this Eladrin Knight, he bartered you away, and this knight took you, wiped your memory. In the Feywilds, and your natural mechanisms would have repaired you, but he left the spear that he'd put in you to paralyze you. And eventually, after one of his deals, Monster Moon picked you up from the Feywilds and had you traveling around with the carnival, and had never related any of that to you. Those are all the things you're realizing, recovering. And there's
all
more details
coming back to me now.
Talk about later, but.
We'll definitely talk about this. Yeah.
As you stand in the space, you see. Oh, hold on, I'm doing the wrong thing. There we go. You see the rest of the room open up, or you could already sort of see this, but you were in combat, so you couldn't really. And you see the following. Oop. Go away. You see widening out in front of you a series of sort of like very typical funhouse mirror stuff, a bunch of mirrors convex and concave around and near each other that create a bunch of like little crevices and small areas. Like there's some that reflect infinitely, and there's like little hallways and passageways that you could sort of go between them, walking up and down them, getting a lot out of a small space, which is part of what makes a carnival, right? You take this thing on the road, and then you set it up, and you've got tiny little hallways and a bunch of tight little rooms. So it's a wide room with a bunch of stuff in the middle that create small little passageways and stuff. And tell me what you want to do, what you want to say to each other, or where you want to go.
Well, so we're done with this quest. I think you, little guy, you gotta go first to trigger your past.
I don't have a good feeling about this. Maybe I should just like leave.
It's alright. I asked Glub to grab Corbar's hand and just
Glub
leave
trying to
him.
grapple me?
I think it was
Just
a
grab
nice
you
sort of
by-
like
grab your hand, like guide you. Yeah, they're frolicking.
And it's like very reluctant. I'm like practically dragging my heel. And like Glub's just like heavy, and I'm just like.
The being formerly known as Thing picks up Corbar. It is time to face your destiny. And we just start going.
Wait, what is it known as now?
Hasn't figured it out. He's now simply this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
This one of many. But I think that's again copyright infringement, so let's not do that.
So let's just call you Thon, short for this one.
Thong.
This
I
one
like thong.
we went from Thing to Thon. Okay. Thon, 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 thon. This is the thon song. Okay. I could go
So
on for
you
hours.
picked me up and just charged in there against my will.
Yes.
So like, can we just
Yes,
do, like,
I picked you up and now we go.
like some check for that, because this is not.
Do you really want to fight and resist, huh? You really want to? Okay, go ahead. Give me. We'll do an opposed.
Isn't Corbar too agreeable to reject that, though?
If you would really like to resist, I'll say Thing, you're going to make an athletics check to pick up
I'm just gonna
Corbar
fail
and
this
carry him
hard.
in. And you're going to have help because Glob Glob is also helping try and guide Corbar into the thing, so you have advantage. Corbar, you can do athletics or a dexterity check to try and get out.
Oh, I'll do Jex then. I'm
okay.
gonna fail because but it's gonna be entertaining anyway.
Okay, Thing's got a 21.
Oh yeah,
21.
I got a 4. I just lost horribly.
You are just wiggling over his shoulder. No, I don't want to. It's not. No. Oh no.
Thing is holding Corbar and Glub Glub is dangling from the other end of Corbar. Just picking them up. Just let's go.
Oh, brutal. Okay. As you walk forward, you come to one of these curved mirrors, so it makes things sort of smaller in the center. And as you walk into this area, you see a landscape you don't recognize. Some area, some little town somewhere that you've not seen or been to. Corbar, as you get set down and turned around from being like, no! You are looking at the spot where you met Galgan, the crossroads at the side of the road. And for the moment, there's no one there. You just see a little bridge, a road heading off into the distance where just yesterday you saw an airship flying over and had a wonderful chat with Galgan. And that's at first what you see. And then you see a flicker of movement deep in the distance of the town, right? Because you can sort of see like path, town, and there's just like a single door that opens and closes. That draws your eye, and you notice the town looks empty, abandoned, overgrown.
Like it has been deserted. Like no one's been there for years.
Like it has been deserted for a very long time.
I kind of try an insight check to get a sense of like what may have happened.
Sure, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Nine.
It seems
Sorry.
terribly sad. It seems like the town went a path that you've worried about, which is that you might be looking at the future. You don't know. The town used to be sort of a passageway point into the mountains, which was especially important when there were skirmishes going on there. So like soldiers would stay, generals would come through, but it has been not all that important. There was recently a sort of an old version of a highway built, a cut through pass that speeds up traffic a lot to more important places. People are not coming through, and the crops don't have a lot of places to go. There's not a lot of opportunity. Everybody's talking about leaving eventually, and you're looking at this abandoned town. You see more of the town continues in other mirrors, and you can progress.
I in particular look towards like my house. Do I see my house anywhere? What does it look
Yeah,
like?
you see an image of your house further into the room, so you head further into the mirrors to look for your house. You come to your house, and this was the door you saw open and close in the other mirror. And as you walk up, you see your uncle Takshuremus is standing by a window boarding up the last one.
And I'm just okay. So first off, like before I even interact, I want to do another insight to see like what is his intent. Like because first off, it's really weird that he's the first person I've seen in this entire town. So
Go ahead, insight.
so I'm like, what's he even doing? Oh, nat 20.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple of levels of insight. One, I mean, the first thing that you remember is that you're looking at an illusion. This is an illusion that has been conjured specifically to cause you pain, right? So you were looking at an illusion of a dead town. The intent of this illusion is to hurt you, and it has reached deep into your memory, and grabbed both a fear of the town dying and a fear of your uncle not loving you. And it is about to try to use that against you. And so you are watching this illusion board up the last window, and he turns around and he says, "It's just a shame. It's just too bad. Too bad that this town just wasn't good enough for you. That I wasn't good enough for you, huh, Corbar?"
I get really angry. Say like, the real Tuck Shermans would never say that.
Everyone
They're
roll
a phony!
initiative. Everyone roll initiative, please. Oh boy.
Oh, this one rolled 21.
Vaughn rolled 21. Incredible.
I got a 12.
I got a 15.
You're all super lucky because this thing rolled poorly. You got a, sorry, let's say initiative. Mick, what'd you get?
15.
Cool. Corbar?
12.
12. Thing?
21 is what this one scored.
Thing, you are first to act. You see a small gnome, looks like sort of a spellcaster, but he's holding just a hammer in one hand that he was just using to board up a window, and he's looking at this other gnome who's yelling at him.
This one
In the
turns
mirror.
to Corbar and says, "This one apologizes for what must be done."
Wonderful.
And for the benefit of the listeners, what does mean?
Oh, takes. Thank you. This one forgot. Stabs mirror uncle in the face.
Cool. Go ahead and make the attack roll, please.
23.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Uh-oh. Oh, 18.
Wow.
As soon as this one figures out this one's history, everything starts to work.
Indeed. You see this this mirror thing tries to use a reaction to make you miss or perhaps strike one of your allies as like mirrors bend and shift all around it, and you see right through it. You focus on where it is standing in the mirror and you stab there. Roll damage, please.
Does the masterwork give it +1 for damage as well, or
It
only
does.
for 2 hits?
It does.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
It does.
8.
Incredible. So you, Takshurima staggers back. The town will die, and so will all of you. But it's not its turn, so it can't do anything else. Mick, that's your turn.
I'm gonna try my big gun again.
Do you want to use Glob Glob to give you help?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so
Can you describe how it gives you help?
yeah, please describe how Glob Glob gives you help.
Glove just like stares at the thing, and it's really disturbing because it's a big meatball looking at you. It's like it can look into your soul.
Does Glub Glub have eyes?
It has one eye
A single meaty eye.
in the middle. Like it's like a cyclops.
It's trying out it's been learning from the mirror thing to be scary, and it's like, and you have advantage on your attack roll. Go ahead, you pull out of your back and you fire. Please roll with advantage your attack.
It goes. I got a 19.
That
Is that enough?
hits, and it's already used its reaction, so I can't do anything about this.
It goes.
I'm I'm pretty sure even minimum damage on that gun. But so roll the damage and make sure you add all the fun extra stuff.
Boom! It's 4 plus.
Yeah, you pick a type of damage to add to it, so it'll be
1, so it didn't do that much damage. It's like
it actually didn't.
5
Okay.
plus. I mean, it's acid. That's
So okay, so 5 acid damage. This mirror thing stumbles back as acid eats at it. The acid, of course, flies through and hits the mirror, but you all see in the mirror, it's covered this illusionary Taksurimas, who is, you're seeing like shards of glass and shine come through him as he, and he is incredibly hurt, barely holding together.
Does my firearms mastery affect anything?
It adds to your to hit. It adds to your to hit.
Oh, okay.
And it lets you add your proficiency bonus to the damage, which I believe is what you did.
All right.
But I think you rolled minimum damage both times. Like you rolled a 1 and you rolled like the minute. Like it can do a ton of damage, but it can also, sort of even a little bit. But again, this thing is so hurt. But it's sort of poetic because guess whose turn it is now? Corbar!
So,
Yeah.
right.
And
Chris,
I gotta take a short break. I need to go to the restroom. So, but
Okay.
I can still hear you.
Great.
Okay. So first, describe how Taxidermist is looking like.
You see him. He's leaned back up against the building in the mirror. Incredibly hurt. You can see veins of bright silver mirror. As it's like revealing this monster that has been haunting you all. But it is holding together, desperate to try and scare you one more time, trying to get you to leave. But Takshurimus is barely standing. And again, in his hand, he has a hammer. Because you've been using it to board up your house.
Oh, I stare at Tux, give this intense stare at Taxidermist, and walk over to him with my dagger and say, I don't appreciate the way you talk to me! You are a fake meanie! And I stab.
Wonderful. Roll an attack, please.
23.
That hits! Damn, you all hit! Oh, I was hoping to get away one more time. You literally, he has 1 hit point left. So finish him, please.
And I rolled a 5.
You finish him. So to describe, how does Corbar finish this thing?
So Corbar takes the knife, stabs at the reflex. The knife goes into like Taxidermist's center. He kind of wriggles onto the ground and just collapses. And then Corbar just looks over the body for a moment and it's just like, I'm really sorry, but that was unacceptable.
It dissolves. You all hear a crackling of glass as this final form dissolves. You see for just a moment like a mirrored body, like just mirrors on all sides of this thing that was designed to prevent people from finding their way through this house of mirrors. This is probably why the house was closed. People kept complaining that their children were getting lost and running away with terrible nightmares, but nobody could figure it out because it would hide when like important people came around. And you have cleansed this ride of a terrible creature haunting it. You hear a shattering of glass that also... You hear it where the body had collapsed, but you also hear it behind you, and you see a section of the wall and break that otherwise appeared to be as dense and as clear as anywhere else. I will reveal that area on your map now. It opens to a wide cavern. You all stride into this open cavernous area that is clearly the jewel of the experience of people who come to the Mirror Hall at the Carnival of the Moon, and slowly you see it take on a new shape as you stand inside of it. Instead of seeing this room full of mirrors and some broken mirrors, you see through the mirrors an area of swamp, of marsh, of woodland, You cannot hear it. You cannot smell it. You still feel yourself in the silent mirror hall, but you are looking at the place you would like to go. You are looking at a portal to another plane. But how to get there, we'll find out next week on the Carnival of the Moon. Surprise bonus extra episode as we go to make our final barters with the hags. Thank you all so much for playing. Anything you'd like to plug before we wrap up? Any shows upcoming? What's going on in people's lives? What are your hobbies? What's happening?
I'm very fond of this thing called improv. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but yeah, I'm doing a thing.
Cool.
If you're in Shanghai, keep an eye out for Zmac. And
cool.
or if you're on any digital platform that has access to, I guess, Meta, it is now.
Ugh.
Which is a horrible name, which apparently means dead in Hebrew, which is hilarious.
Great, yeah. I mean, it was already one of the most despised words in the English language, right? Being like, whoa, that's so meta, bro. Like, everyone hates the word meta. And it's hilarious that Facebook was like, that's what we'll choose. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you can go on the meta.
You can go on, you can enter the meta and check out Zmac Comedy and see what's going on up there. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, they're good friends and good folks.
Good people.
And yeah, Benjamin, anything else you wanted to mention?
So yeah, when I am not making stuff up in a fantasy world, I am making stuff up in an online improv team called Say What You Mean that does long form improv. We had a show yesterday that was also Halloween-ish. And we're planning on doing a new show, I think is November 10th. So
lovely.
Check
November
on
10th.
the Zmac meta page for more info.
God, I think Facebook is keeping its name. Like, the service we all use is Facebook is keeping, but the service that owns all of our data and sells VR headsets and peddles internet to the developing world to, like, you know, control their politics and stuff. That one's called Meta, I think.
Yeah, like Google and Alphabet.
Right, precisely. So anyway, and if you're a fan of long form as well, check out the other episodes on this podcast thread that Caesar and I make. We do a long form that we made up. We created ourselves to create a long form audio drama. We have new guests on frequently. We might be on a little bit of a lull while I finish out this TTRPG role-playing podcast thingamawhatsit that we're experimenting with, but we will soon be back with more of our 45 to an hour minute long episodes where we make up incredible stories that go places you'd never have expected. In fact, we never expected. And to find all of our episodes, you can
we did like 2 spooky months episodes.
Yes, three spooky month episodes. We just didn't get a 4th one out, but we had 3 spooky month episodes, and they're very spooky, very scary. I think each one this year we got closer and closer to being truly spooky. Last year we tried it, and they were just mostly corny attempts.
The lake house by the shore was
yeah, if you want to dig into our archives and get a real spooky episode, we did one called The Lake House by the Shore of Darkness, and that was a good one. So check that out, and you can find the latest episode and find the backlog of our episodes if you go to
theafricast.com.
Good night, everybody. Stay spooky.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Hey. See you later.